want to acknowledge that the black community are the chosen people, because let's get deep into this, because in reality, they have the knowledge that most people don't have. Like, the only reason why people know how to farm is because of the black community. The only reason why we have the music that we have today is because of the black community. There wouldn't be no rock or metal if it wasn't for blues and jazz. There wouldn't be pop music if it wasn't for disco. There's a lot of things that they created that white people never did. White people really don't have that deep of knowledge. It's either stolen ideas or they're bought. Let's be real. What did white people really invent? You could say Tesla from Elon Musk, but he didn't make that. It was a stolen idea. If you go read what he did, he literally stole the whole business.
Damn.
You could say Trump, but what did Trump do? Stolen ideas, copied somebody else's ideas, just like his speeches. It's like a lot of white people just copy people. I mean, look at the dances on here. Who created those dances? The black community. And that's why this app's so boring right now, because it's not because all this stuff that's going on and the negativity. The black community literally just took their energy away. That's why this app was positive, because a lot of the white people were copying their dance move, copying this, copying that, and they stopped doing it, stopped posting on here, because none of you will give them the credit or the acknowledgement that they created that dance move or that idea. Before this land was taken, white people had no clue what the fuck to do. They were taught their language, they were taught how to farm, they were taught how to season their food that they still don't know how to do. That's another thing, seasoning. All their favorite foods, barbecuing. You love the barbecue, right? That was the black community's idea. This is why they are chosen. They have the knowledge that most people.
You back up a little bit. He said seasoning food. He said they didn't even know how to. White people didn't even know how to, do agriculture and grow. We know the story of Squanto. That Thanksgiving story where Squanto basically showed the Pilgrims how to survive, how to grow crops, when to grow the crops. So what he's saying, there's nothing that he's saying that's not true.
That's another thing, seasoning. All their favorite foods, barbecuing. You love the barbecue, right? That was the black community's idea. This is why they are chosen. They have the knowledge that most people don't have. There's a possibility there is white people who are chosen, because let's face the facts. What happened during the Roman times and the slavery and all this other stuff, the black women were getting raped. So they were having their children. So there might be a bigger chance than we think that a lot of white people might have possibly a little black in them. That's why white people are jealous of them, because they know they have no creative ideas. They don't know how to cook, some of them. They don't know how to do much anything. They have to copy and paste everything the black community does, because they have no ideas of their own, or they're jealous of their looks, jealous of their ding-dongs, whatever. Because their light is shining more than white people's. And honestly, the Bible says there's antichrists everywhere. The Antichrist, blah, blah, blah. But white people are the Antichrist. You have no Christ consciousness whatsoever. If anything, you try to erase Christ consciousness. I mean, look at all of you right now in this day and age. But yeah, none of you has Christ consciousness. Most white people are full of hate. And a lot of black people are full of love. How do I know this? Because the black community treated me better than my own race.
Damn.
Let's just face the facts right there. The black community has treated me better than the white people. back to the Antichrist though. You have Jim Jones, you have Trump, you have a bunch of white people always saying they're trying to save the world, and they always don't. Those are Antichrist. Always white people doing it. But yeah, most of our knowledge that we know today, the music we have today, the foods we have today, is all from the black community's ideas, which is Christ consciousness, and God gave that knowledge for a reason.
Now, he said a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna try to, unpack it. But the first thing he pointed to is that black people are chosen, and they're chosen because of a lot of physical and mental traits and abilities that they have given to the world. And I wouldn't say so much that that's the reason why we're chosen, right? But if you really want to look at it in that way, yes, you can look at and see who has the flavor in this world. And when I say black people, I'm specifically talking about those black people that came through the transatlantic channel, those specific people that are part of the diaspora that went to the West Indies, that went to North, South, Central America. Those people are the flavor of the earth. Those people, whether it's their food, whether it's the way they walk, the way they talk, the way that black people can make something that nobody cares about start to pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be something that nobody is thinking about, and black people will start doing something with it, and it'll pop and it become popular. So I would say that is true for people to just, if that's the perspective that you have, you definitely can see that in that way, black people are special. Black people are set apart in that way. It's a clear-cut difference. Okay. Now, in reality, why black people are so, or why black people are chosen, or the chosen race, is because of black people's heritage, because of what we come from. We are the children of God. And another thing, you have to look at it, like he said, black people have more love, right? They're loving people. And I know when you hear a black person say that, if you heard me say that, say black people love people more, you'll say, well, the wall, how is that? Because from what I understand, black people, kill one another, black people hate one another, black people is doing this. What's so lovable about black people? Well, black people have this love that we have that is even for people that are not black, that extends to other groups, and even when they've done us wrong. And the love is so great that it is a detriment. It's admirable. It's a, awesome trait, but it also hurts us because that love extends so far that once we give it to everyone else, we no longer have any for our own people. We're so forgiving. You can't find another race in the history of the planet that has went through what black people have went through, then turn around and still hold on and love the people who did it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no other people does that. Everybody is like, hell nah, and they seek revenge, and they get their revenge. Not black people. Not black people. Black people have a spirituality that you see that no one else has. No one else is as spiritual as black people. So by these traits alone, it sets black people apart. And this is an honest white man that is explaining what he has experienced and what he sees from his perspective. He also went into how white people are the antichrist. And I'm not going to get too much biblical, right? But we know the antichrist is something that is against Christ, or like he said, against Christ's consciousness, meaning you're not doing the things that Christ would have done. You're not treating the Mexicans how Christ would have treat them. You didn't treat black people the way Christ would have treated them. So what he sees and what he observes with his own people is that they do the opposite. And let's be real, America is built off of the religion of Christianity. Everybody knows I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I believe in the Bible. The one thing that is different from me and a Christian is that Christianity is a religion that is man-made. The Bible just has rules and guidelines that he wanted, that the Most High wanted his people to follow. Now, this nation is built off of Christianity that says what? Love everybody, treat everybody the same way. Everybody is your brother. That is some of those guidelines or those tenets of Christianity. But America has never done that. They have never done that. It says, in God we trust on the money. So they are a Christian nation by default, but it's like they are antichrist in how they treat anybody that is not them, that is not a descendant of the pilgrims that came to America, a white American. Every other group is treated as a subordinate. He made a good point on that. And then he just said, listen, I've been treated better by Black people than by my own people. So I appreciate white people that are honest and have an honest discussion and keep it real. He said a lot of white people are full of hate, which, I have seen that. I have experienced that. We have all seen that, and this is not to say, you should be the person that hates on people that hated on you. This is just a truthful discussion by somebody of the same race. Now, we've seen where even the white people, like him, for example, I'm sure they will look at this and say, he's a damn traitor. He's this. We need to get rid of him. Why would I say that? Because in the past, this is what has happened. They will even turn on their own for showing an extra helping hand or showing love to Black people. They literally went to war over it. They went to war over it. The Civil War. They unalived their own people for standing with Black people during the civil rights time. They did that. So they look at you as though, and now today it's more Republican, Democrat. And they have that separation towards one another. So what he's saying about the type of hate that they hold on to is true in a lot of ways when you look at the history. That's why the history is so important. And that's why, in order to develop a good understanding of race relations, you got to look at the history and the present. But I applaud that white man. Applaud him. I applaud him for being honest and giving a true perspective and not being afraid of the backlash that he definitely will get if he hasn't got it already.